Hey guys, I wanted to kind of walk through with you how to interpret the edits that I make when I grade your papers. Okay. Maybe you've had lots of papers graded by me. Maybe this is the first time you've come to one, but it is a little different than maybe what you're used to. And so I want to make sure that I explain what it is that I'm doing and why. In general, when I make edits on your papers when they're being graded, I identify the type of mistake that's being made, not like the specific correction that needs to be made. Now, like in class, when we're doing editing before and after school, those kind of corrections are going to be very specific because I'm like teaching you. I'm in that moment. I'm able to tell you like why we're doing what we're doing. But when it comes to grading your paper, when I'm assessing that, I'm just going to tell you the type of mistake that you made. Because if I go through and I put every comma or rewrite every sentence or tell you when to fix every spelling mistake, you're going to make those corrections, but it wasn't because you knew what to do. You're just going to like follow the specific instructions that I give you. And then when you go to write your next essay, you're likely to make the same mistakes again. And so what I do instead is I identify line by line for the first page, every type of mistake that you make. Now for longer essays, of course, it will be more of it. You'll get line by line type of feedback. And so, for example, if this was like just a random document of one of mine that I'm going to use as an example here. If I were reading this first sentence and I saw a grammatical error, I would put a comment just at the end of this line. And if it's a grammatical error, I'm going to put a C. Okay, so C stands for convention. And that means somewhere in this line, you can't see me point, somewhere in this line, there is a mistake or more mistake than one mistake in grammar. Okay, punctuation, capitalization, some kind of grammatical error is happening here. If it's an organizational error, you're going to see an O. Okay, if it's an evidence error, you're going to see an E. And if it's a formatting error, you're going to see an S. Okay, there is a document attached to all of your Google Classrooms, or you can find it on my website, that explains each one of those as well, just in case you ever forget what they mean. And so it's probably loading here in a second. You'll see it. There you go. These are the criteria that I use. So organization, evidence, convention, that is the scoring guide that your essay is graded using. Okay. And so I'm going to tell you, like, you made a mistake in this area in some place. Now, if there's something where you've made multiple mistakes in that area, you also get a comment that says restate. That means that that entire sentence needs to be restated or whatever. And I will highlight that entire portion. So if, for example, this whole line needed reworded, instead, I would like highlight that and put a comment that said restate next to that, meaning that entire line needs to be redone. So again, if you have a comment at the end of a sentence, that means something in that particular line needs to be redone based on those criteria. However, once we get through the first page, I will start making paragraph by paragraph comments. And so then any comment that you find on the left side is going to be a whole paragraph comment. So a lot of times it's going to look something like this. You might see a C, an O, an E, and then maybe like some reference to like the meal plan, which is all going to be telling you like, okay, here's the kind of stuff that you need to do. Okay. If it's things that you've done specifically before, it probably just have those kind of letters. If, however, it's something new, I might put like, oh, transition into your paragraph. Okay. And that's going to tell you that you need to work on that transition in or within sentences or something like that. So I'm going to make a specific comment there so you know, I'll spell it right too, know what I'm talking about there. If it's an E, I might put, you need your in-text citations or support your claim or, add more E as in like the E from the meal plan. That's the kind of stuff you're going to see as those whole paragraph kind of comments there on the side. So remember, for my class, I do allow you to rewrite your essays because I think that when you see something that is what you thought was a final copy and you have to go back and fix it, that's where the most learning happens. But I want to make sure you knew the kinds of comments that I'm making so that makes a little bit more sense. So if you have any questions, of course, let me know. And that's like the purpose. So if you go through and you're like, I have no idea what this C is, or I have no idea what this O is, that's fine. In fact, that's great because then you know what kind of question to ask me. So you can come to me, you can shoot me an email, say, okay, I'm looking at this line. I'm not sure what's wrong with this. Here's what I think might be going on, but can you tell me what's happening? Then we can have that conversation. And that's the kind of conversation that's going to teach you, not just be saying, hey, you needed a comma here. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, please reach out. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys soon. All right. Have a great day. Make wise decisions. And as always, Merry Christmas.